So I'm going to attempt to try and show you what I'm wearing today. Pretty much all black, because that's how I felt this morning. So here goes. Which I've told my son means it's going to be a hot day today. Now, talking about my son, I don't know if I've ever told you before, but my son has autism. So it doesn't take much for him to have meltdowns. He's in high school now and he's a lot better than what he ever used to be. So I'm not complaining, they always seem to happen at the worst possible time. So this morning he finally got his phone and I allowed him to take it to school. Wrong move. Apparently he couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work. He couldn't download some music from YouTube. And finally when I pulled over to let him out at school, I said I'd have a look, and it said that it was in restricted mode, so it wouldn't download anything and I would have to look at it. Well, he swore. Now, he wasn't really swearing at me, but he used that elusive F-bomb. And so I just put I threw the phone onto he was out of the car. So I threw it onto his seat, said, that's it. I'm not helping you because you don't get to swear at your mum or around your mum. So he got his headphones and threw them in the car. He slammed the door, grabbed his bag, and he left in a hissy fit. Not a great start to my morning. So the good news is that I am going to try and attempt to vlog every day this week. And I thought I might do a little outfit of the day as well, so that maybe we can see what I'm wearing. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. But, you know, I enjoy looking at what teachers wear, so maybe someone might enjoy looking what old vloggers wear, because we're not all young and gorgeous. Just pretty much all black today. But I do have my leopard print shoes on. I love them. Anyway, so this morning we're going to start with spelling, and then we're going to move on to procedural text, because that is what we are assessing this next 5 weeks. Actually, I've only got 4 left. So I need to get some things done. I have actually found, must be the laminating sheets. They're not really strong ones. They must be the cheap ones I brought. So I've got all these laminated, which I have to cut out. And I've got this on how to write a procedural text to put up on our learning wall. I'm going to get the kids to write down little cards for our learning wall, because I like it to be interactive. So I'm going to get them to write little cards to go up on our learning wall about all the time connectives that they need when writing out a procedural text. And then later we'll also do all our command verbs as well, like stir and put and place and all of them. So, but today we're just going to start. I do need to get an anchor chart made. There's a few things I need to do for procedural text. So we're going to start off with procedural text as our writing. In the middle we have maths, and we're starting to look at writing, comparing, I can't even think, to 10,000, numbers to 10,000. So we'll be doing that in the middle section. Rounding as well. Few things I need to touch on. We're just doing number this week, so there's no huge focus like last week. It was 3D shapes. We've done graphing. I did want to do fractions, but I might leave that till next week and just get a whole bunch of number done this week. Procedure writing interview. How to get to the shops. Sometimes I need that procedural text. So I have this book, Targeting Text, which we use in our school by Blake Education. and it has all photocopyable sheets in it. I usually find good stuff online, so I don't use a lot of these things. But when I come to things like action verbs, I find my kids need lots of work on verbs and nouns still. So I think I might do that sheet as well. But I did find that really good resource online for procedural writing. And it had a whole bunch of things, and I can't remember who it's for, and I didn't cut off who it was by. That's how-to writing and procedural text. So once I find out who did it, because I can't remember, I will link that somewhere. Anyway, I have my success criteria written up. The success criteria we use are connected to the A to E. The A to E rubric we have with the assessment, that comes with the assessment that we do. So the success criteria is just taken from that A to E marking guide. This morning we're also doing this week text to text. So last week, oh, I'm stuck. I'm on my righty chair. So last week we did the reading strategy of making connections, but we did text to self. So today I am going to just stick that over the top of that. Leave that the same, leave that the same. All of this is the same. I just need to change out the text to text and do a different reading strategy for today. Okay, I think I need to go down and do some photocopying. Yes, I do. I will be late. Okay, I'll catch you later. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. I love Tuesdays. So, I'm sorry I didn't get to finish yesterday vlogging in the afternoon, but you know how I said in the morning my son had had a bad morning and I didn't expect it was going to go well? Well, I did get a phone call from the high school about my son. It didn't go well. And as I touched on earlier, my son has autism, so if I said he was high functioning, it doesn't mean it doesn't come with its own set of problems, and his is mainly social skilling and academic. He has a lot of learning to do, and his academics for a high school student are primary school academic. So he is my 5th child. My other 4 children breezed through high school pretty much. Yes, they had all the teenager angst that they get. But my son found primary school difficult, and now high school is also difficult. So in saying that, he may be having a few days off school. We'll see how he goes. Anyway, today is Tuesday, and I love Tuesdays. So I am... Ooh, show you my outfit of the day. And I don't know if you could see that, but I have white pants, tan shoes, white singlet, which I really like, blue shirt, chambray shirt, and this beautiful pink. It's like a fluffy blanket. Oh, and my scarf, my favourite pinky scarf, which I love. So today being Tuesday, I only teach in the morning because we have the children have specials for the rest of the day today. So we're going to get stuck into procedural text this morning and some spelling, and that's about it for today, because I also have religion at the end of the day. So I will check in with you later, because I now have to make an anchor chart for procedural text. Hey, so yesterday when I was vlogging, Sorry, I've got my team colours on today. It's very cold. So yesterday when I was vlogging, my battery ran out. I know, and it's not like I use it very often, but my battery ran out right in the middle of vlogging and I couldn't do anything except go home. So here I am on Wednesday morning vlogging again for the first week. So here we go again, and I will just let you know why I'm wearing my beanie. It is very cold today, and I was thinking, where's my phone? Here it is. Not only is it very cold today, it is state of origin. So here in Australia we have a fight between two states, Queensland and New South Wales, in the NRL, which is the rugby league. And we have what we call a state of origin, and you either go for Maroon or you go for New South Wales. Maroon is Queensland or Blue New South Wales. I might work in Queensland, Maroon territory. I am married to a Maroon supporter, but I am definitely a 100% blue blood. Go New South Wales. It's where I was born, it's where I grew up most of my life. So I was just looking for the weather. Might be a bit warmer now. So it is very cold. We always have state of origin in the middle of winter. So it's 4 degrees right now. Whew, it's cold. Cold for Queensland. So it's going to be 5 to 21. So cold for Queensland. So I will just give you a little snapshot of what I'm wearing today, being state of origin day. Got my hat. Got my scarf. Although I suppose I should have it that way. Go team. Good team. So it is dress in your Maroon supporter or Blues supporter clothes today. So the kids get to do that too. They need to bring a gold coin donation as well. So that's why I'm wearing this Get Out outfit today. Just a pair of blue jeans, white runners, and my scarf, my beanie, and my jersey. And a nice hot coffee. Ooh. So yesterday, I was just going to fill you in on what I was actually doing today. I feel like I'm all over the shop, sorry, but I'm not used to this cold, so I'm doing the best I can, and my hair's annoying me. Whew. Anyway, so I'm looking at what we're doing today, so I'll bring you over with me. Oh, this is very annoying. Maybe I could sit you right there. Right there. So today, over here on my counter, I do have what I'm doing for the day. Covered in stuff that needs to be filed. I'm like the worst secretary. I so need my own secretary. Ugh. So I can get this work done. It's all the paperwork. And my hair. It's all the paperwork. It's just, you get so much, and I always just put it to the side and go, yeah, I'll file that this afternoon. And guess what? I don't file it that afternoon, and then it just piles up. So on my table here, I have my weekly plan book. And I just come in and look at what we're doing, and it's daily 5 today. And my kids are still practicing because we only started it this term. So I then go and I go, okay, today is Wednesday. So I go and look at my boxes, and I look in Wednesday, and here's all the things I need for today. For Wednesday, which is, got to do some running records this morning, so I've got them. I have literacy groups. We are doing maths. So we're doing comparing and ordering and partitioning numbers, and then we are doing some persuasive writing this afternoon. Not persuasive writing, procedural writing. Oh. Procedural writing. Ooh, this afternoon. So, what I was doing yesterday was I was regrouping all my maths students for the next few weeks. So we are mainly, this week we're looking at comparing and ordering numbers up to 10,000. We are also in the next couple of weeks going to really focus on fractions until the end of term and a bit of measurement. So I do number every day, so the students have a work booklet that they do every day on number, and it is just a revision of what they already know. So there's never anything new in the booklet that they do for the week. It's always a revision of what they've done, and so it's number. We do number every day. I don't focus on number every day, but this week I am focusing, as our focus is number this week, up to 10,000. So next week we'll start on fractions. So because I had to change some of the groups, we got 2 new students, student left, and you know, some kids are good at the number, some are good at like reasoning and working out problem solving, and some are good at the graphing and data things. So I always like to give a little pre-test. So they did the pre-test on Monday morning for number and fractions. So I've worked out the groups that I want to work with. So I do group work during maths. So we'll talk about the focus. Sometimes we do a little activity for the focus, especially in the first week. I'm not with number this week, so because it's number and we do number all the time. So what did we do the other day for number? I can't even think anymore, my brain is frozen. So we are just going to go to our maths groups today, and I do math group work with them after we do a little bit of focus work. So I was redoing their journals yesterday, and I like to put the colour that they're in. So I have 4 groups. I have orange, green, blue and pink, and I like to put a little person, I don't know if you can see that, and they come as a set, and that's who they're from. So it's like a little maths rotational group thing that I use. They're very cute. So this is where the kids do their workbook. So they will, during rotations, depending what they're doing, some kids will sit down and do the work that has to go into there. Some students are with me, some students work on the laptops or the iPads doing mathletics, and some will do their math journal work. And with the math journal work, there is a hands-on fun activity, which I don't have with me. Actually, I have them here. So they may have an activity that comes in here, and there is a folder over in the area as well, and depends what the activity is that we're looking at, depends on what they get. And they also have a sheet of paper sometimes that they have to fill out, and sometimes there's even a game to go with it. Oh, yes. So sometimes there's a game that goes with it as well. So yesterday, in my guided math book, I was just going through and changing my groups. So there are my groups. I went through and changed them. So today the kids will be in different groups, which excites them. Most of the kids stay in the same groups because either some are good at math, are just naturally good at math, or work hard and are good at math, and some just aren't, and that's fine. So sometimes they stay in the same group depending on where they're at. Some kids though excel at graphing and data, some excel at, you know, probability, and so if I do the little pre-test and I notice that, because that's who I'm helping that week, I will swap them out and give them activities to do based on where they're at for that week. So that's what we're doing today, the maths. In the morning, daily 5, so I'm doing running records for my students, and we use PM readers up until, well, this year, so we use the PM readers in junior school, which are the books the kids read, and they go up to white spot level 30, from 1 to 30, and 30 being the highest. I have some students in my class, grade 3, where they start to transition from the lower school to the upper school, so it's right like in the middle school. So they start that transition, and so some students in my class are still on the PM readers and some are on the probe. So we do probe in the upper school. So I have those students who are way above a level 30 book, and they're on chapter books. You know, they're great readers. So I'm sort of half and half. I've tested my probes. Probe testing is a little bit easier and not as time consuming as the PMs. The PMs, mainly because the students are slower readers or take a little bit more time to understand the content of what's in the book so they can give you the comprehension questions correctly. So they can be a little bit more time consuming. So I'm doing 3 of them today during Daily 5. So, and then Daily 5, the kids still practicing, but they're doing really well at being those independent learners and getting to their work and getting it done. So we'll see how we go today. We are in week 6. We've only got 4 weeks of school, not even that anymore. Wow, and that's holidays. Ooh, going away for my holidays. Yoo. Anyway, so what else do I have planned? What do I do for my guided math group today? Because we are looking at number, I'm actually taking the group that struggles and we are doing place value. So we're doing hands-on manipulatives with base 10 blocks and our chart with, you know, your ones, tens and hundreds, and we're just using them up to hundreds at the moment with them. They're not into the thousands. Well, they don't do too bad when we do group work and they have to use thousands as the whole class, but they do struggle. So it is only up to hundreds for them. My highest group are into the 10,000s. There's a couple of them, and the rest are in the thousands. So I am freezing, and there are a few things I need to do, like some photocopying for some math focus work and for my group work, so I need to go and find that, and if I have a chance through the day I will get back. Otherwise this afternoon, apparently I have the gym this afternoon. Played netball last night and I have hurt my these two fingers. They are swollen and killing me. Yes, I know, I'm old, and when I hurt myself it hurts. Oh well, lucky I don't use my left hand for much. Anyway, so I'll see you later.
In the text it says that a man was carrying a piece of rope, and this is kind of familiar to a book I read about someone pulling a sheep by its fur.
Very good.
And then I read at the bottom, I don't know what the title is.
You know the title, that's fine. That's
This one, oh wait, I did the book first. In the book, on page 1, there's a pumpkin patch. This reminds me of this book called The Pumpkin Patch. There is one called that.
good choice. That's very good. Yep.
The text has 3 tales, and when I was about 3, I had this CD, and it played some princess stories, and it reminds me of that.
Very good. Sounds good.
Oh.
Anyone else got one?
The man, I didn't actually write this, but now I feel like I can kind of see it. So the man that was the strong person who said he could carry a mountain on his head, he kind of reminds me of Aladdin. Oh, it does.
Why?
I have no clue.
Like, this reminds me of Aladdin.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Carpet share.
Yeah.
It's an Indian folk
They
tale.
wrap carpets on their
Oh,
heads.
do they? Anyone else got something to share?
I'm not finished.
No? Okay, go. Read it.
In the book it tells you about that it is at a French farm, and I've seen this funny French movie, and the setting was at a farm.
Text, off you go.
The part where the king said, "I will pay you a high wage," reminds me of a book I read when the man made invisible clothes for the emperor, called The Emperor's Clothes.
Okay, so it is the end of the day, and whew, what a long day. Tonight is game night, Go the Blues. So it is 5 o'clock, I think, so I'm about to go home. This light is pretty awful. Yeah, so we had a good day today, got a bit done. Kids got on to do mathletics on the laptops today, which was nice. I got some running records done, which was good. We did a little bit of procedural text today. So what the kids did today, we talked about the action verbs, and the kids got to brainstorm all the action verbs that you might need for a procedural text, and they wrote them out and they put them onto our learning wall. So they are on our English learning wall, our Walton Wilf, our success criteria, and the beginning of our procedural. So an anchor chart to start our procedural text with, just to get the kids talking about what a procedural text is. The next thing I do need to do is sometime in the next few days, probably on the weekend, is I need to get the Bump It Up wall done. So the Bump It Up wall, I need to change it to this assessment, which is our procedural text, because the last one that's on there is about the persuasive text. So I need to go home and get that up and running. I need to put all their work back onto, so this is a writing process. This is from I Teach with Amy. I love it. The kids are really good at moving their names, so they'll all start over here on the writing process, and as we go along they move their name from here to wherever they are. And it's good for me because I can see who is actually a little bit behind, if they're away or whatever, and I can give them extra time, or we can have a chat about where we're at. Their writing goals their writing goals stay the same for the term, so they just have their writing goals here, and they know that whenever they're doing their writing they need to come and make sure that when they do their draft and they go to get me to have a look at it, so when they're doing their draft here and they're revising, that they come over and look at whatever their goal is, and during the revising time take that into account and make sure that they're actually doing their goal. These are the Bump It Up walls, so they have the what I'm looking for on there, and the kids know that here is the exemplar and this is what I need to have if I'm looking at getting a B or a C or an A. So also when they're in that revise part, they need to make sure they come and look at the Bump It Up wall and make sure that they're aiming, are they doing this, have they done this? Then they will have the self-evaluate, so once again looking at the Bump It Up wall, adding anything they need to. Then when they're ready they come over to me, I will take it and I will add some notes to it. Then I'll have a little conversation with them about it. Hopefully they take that on board, they edit it, and then they do their publish. So this actually says under here publish. So I take a few of these off. So this is where we were at the other day. We were up to the publish. So yeah, we'll be back doing that again in the next week or so with our procedural text that we need to do. So that is all for today. I am about to pack up and go home. Like I said, it's nearly 5 o'clock. My teaching partners were in here and we were just chatting about the day, about our own kids, as you do when you have a great team. And I'm the last one, so I have to go and check the doors, make sure they're all locked, and get myself home. So I will see you tomorrow after the big game. Bye. Hello everybody. Okay, I've made it to Thursday. Woo! I think this is the most vlogging I've ever done in 1 week, so I am very excited. On saying that, I don't have a lot to share today with you. So, if I go over to my plan for today. So I have Thursday, so we are doing spelling and then daily 5, where I need to catch up on some reading goals with my students, literacy groups, then we've got math in the middle, and we are doing science in the afternoon. So we're getting onto our science curriculum, and I'm going to start with this heat booklet once again. Hopefully that's where it'll go. I got it from someone, and I can never remember off the top of my head. I did do this probably at the beginning of the term, so that was nearly 7 weeks ago. And inside there's a whole lot of information on heat. On saying that, it's meant to be a little cutout book where you cut around the tabs. I ain't got time for that. So we just made it into a booklet. It is an American booklet, but it does have Celsius and Fahrenheit. So, and that's what we want. So we really want this heat's about where does heat come from and what conducts heat, and you know, how do you get heat from the sun, all those sort of things. So, or energy. So this is a good book for our heat part in science. So we will be starting that this afternoon, mainly this afternoon, just reading through and getting some information, and then the fun stuff next week, which we will be cooking s'mores next week with the sun. Oh, and of course an old favourite, if it gets warmer, will be putting ice and seeing ice melt in different areas and heating up water. So just all that sort of stuff next week. I was looking, I do have this tripod. Well, it's not a tripod, I think they call it a monopod for my camera. And I threw away the instructions just the other day, and now I can't remember how to make it go taller. So I am looking that up on my computer as we speak. I'm also so we are really starting to get in our school district, really starting to get big on success criteria and having it displayed and talking about it with the students. So I was last night just flicking around now on the internet while I was in bed on my laptop, on my iPad, and I came across how this success criteria was displayed. We do look at John Hattie, who is a Kiwi from across the ditch. We are looking at his work, and so while I was looking at his work, I found this really good site where this woman had displayed her success criteria, which is what we have to do, because you know, we want to know, the kids need to know the final product and what's expected of them before they start, the rules of the game. So I loved how she displayed it. So I'm about to look now to find where it is, because I loved how she did it. Apparently she did it together with her students to get the success criteria. Love that idea, because as we know, when you work with the students to create a wall chart or an anchor chart, they're more involved, so they're more readily going to use it. So I'm hoping to do that with our procedural text, because even though up on my board I already have the success criteria, it is quite small. I really love how this lady or man, I don't know who it is, has displayed it. So I'm going to find that. When I find it, I will come back and show you. So it's the afternoon. The kids have all gone. It is actually 10 to 5, so I am about to leave. I don't know if this morning I did teacher outfit of the day. Well, I don't want to miss that now, do we? So, it is the end of the day. I am about to leave. I just wanted to show you what we did today. So after some collaboration with my other team members, because we are writing that procedural task today, we decided that For the success criteria, until the end, it's the end of the day. My hair's a bit messy, sorry. For the success criteria, I had decided after watching John Hattie till 2 in the morning that I needed to write the success criteria larger, because it just was, I thought, way too small for the kids to see. And actually I took it straight from the A to E data, so the A to E marking guide, blank, it's the end of the day. Took it straight from the A to E, the wording straight from the A to E marking guide for the success criteria. I did have it up. I think I showed you that earlier. But I found it was too wordy for my year 3s. Now, it's alright for those students who are up here and get it, but those students who struggle to read really need to have access as well to the criteria. And me just saying it, I can explain it, but if they're just looking at it, they lose it. They lose the context of what they're meant to be looking at and how they're meant to be reading it and what they're meant to be doing with all those words. So after watching that John Hattie last night, I thought that perhaps my success criteria was too wordy, or the words that were higher, like the tier 3 type words for my kids, which I thought is okay for those higher kids, but not for the strugglers in the class. And to make it fair, I needed to change it. So I spoke with my team members this morning, and we spoke about putting it into child speak or child friendly words. And then I thought, after seeing a Pinterest board, how they had set it out, and I might insert a picture somewhere here of how they actually set out the wording so they could see it, and it was larger. So I have changed it, so I will just show you that now. So now I just have to change the title. But the success criteria now is quite large and is more in child speak, so it's more child friendly, and it gives an idea of exactly what the success criteria is and what it says and what we need. And I have really broken it down using the A to E marking guide. So on the A to E marking guide, they have put things such as rights commands, which is very simple and easy, and it's a D. So I wrote rights commands using action verbs such as chop and cut. So go some examples. These are all the kids' examples of action verbs. Another one was understands how language features are used understands how language features are used to link and sequence ideas. So I wrote here, write sentences that sequence ideas such as first, then, which we'll be looking at soon. And then we have to, because they are actually using this procedure to give a presentation, a verbal presentation, a spoken presentation, the last two are about that. So the first two are about actually writing a procedure and what we want to see in there. So we want to see the action verbs, the sequencing of it. We want them to write about an event from the story and create a spoken procedure. It's not so much the actual procedure. If we look at the A to E criteria, is not so much about having that title, materials, ingredients, series of steps and a conclusion. Yes, that's all important, but that's not what we're marking on. So there's the success criteria, and I love it now because it is actually quite big and we can see it, and those students should be able to read that and understand now what exactly it is. But I just have to fix up the success criteria there. Now next, I have changed my writing board. I still have the writing process and their writing goals, which are really important, but here I'm actually going to put the exemplar up, the A exemplar, from our lessons, from our planning, and I'm going to put the exemplar up there with some arrows talking about, you know, titles and everything they need to write the procedure that we're looking for at, and how they have to actually take an event from the book. So we are looking at Charlotte's Web, so of course they have to take an event from that book, and we've already given them the event, and the event is how to make a web or catch a fly, how to catch a fly. So that's the event that they are going to use, and so I will have the exemplar up there with everything, including the spoken part, because the assessment is actually broken into two parts. There is a procedural written part, but they also have to get up in front of the class and speak as if they are Charlotte, the spider, and they are going to talk us through making a web and catching a spider. So that is their assessment for English. So I am going to go home now and actually make the poster size exemplar, A exemplar. So that's what I'm about to do. So I will catch you tomorrow. Ciao till then. Bye. Well, yay. We made it to Friday. Yoo-hoo. I've done a whole week of vlogging. That's amazing for me. So today, Friday, spelling test, some writing, math and art at the end of the day, and maybe some laptop work in there as well, because I need to get this art done and I keep putting it off and need to get it done. So maybe laptops this week, might not. For those students who finish art quick, probably can jump on the laptops. So I just wanted to show you, sorry if you can hear my aircon, but it's cold in here today. I did finish printing out my exemplar for our writing, which is a procedural text. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Ta-da! Nice and big. Now, here we go. These arrows I like, but I think they're too small. I do need to put a title up the top. But there's it nice and big for the kids to see. I do think though that those arrows, now my girlfriend, she has them just on big block cards in nice big writing, which I'm thinking is a really good idea. But anyway, we'll see how we go. But I like it. I like it. And I moved my writing and my writing process and my writing goals. I moved them. And yesterday I would have showed you, which I do like. Oh, but I do have to put a new success criteria heading, because I'm a bit ASD that way. I like to have it neat and tidy. But I like all the success criteria really big. And then underneath we have our A to E data. A to E marking guide, sorry. A few more things to go on there, a few more student-led things. So on our learning board, that's what we have. We have our student-led. They get to put up their learning onto the board. So, you know, it's in partnership that we do that. So, sorry. Got a bit of frog in my throat. Okay, so it's messy hair day. It is Friday, so I don't care. My phone is going off. So I've come in on the weekend to get some marking done of our how to make tacos for a dragon. So this was our English learning board. The kids used it when they were completing their writing from first draft sorry, to final draft and to good copy. And I must say they've done an amazing job, and they really have turned out quite cute in their making. So these are our final copies, and They're very, very cute, and I can't wait to finish marking them and putting them up. And as you can see, it's that time of the year where colds are rampant in the classroom. Yes, and I'm here on a Sunday marking. Oh well, such is the life of a teacher.